All right, players and coaches, welcome to our additional installment here of agilities and ball handling. There's a follow-up to our last video, which we showed you some things you could do with like a hopscotch or a cross, like a 1, 2, 3, 4 with the cross or the X. What we have here in our driveway is a very simple setup. We have 9 paint cans, which we numbered. As you can see right here, basically 7, 8, and 9 numbered paint cans, and then just goes back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These could have been sticks or chalk or cones or really anything you want. But it's totally up to you with whatever obstacles you have in your house and whatever's available. We just use paint cans really for the sake of the video, which they show up a little bit better, but these really, again, could have been anything. And what we're going to do is we're going to show you some different things you can do with a series of 9 obstacles. All footwork related drills, which don't have to be done for very long, not very long duration, but when you do these things, you want to make sure you do them hard and do them correctly, with a little bit of ingenuity and a little bit of imagination thrown in too, which is great for the summertime. But let's say we start here at can number 7. And just as an example, let's go all the way around the perimeter just using basic footwork. So we'll start here, we'll slide across, we'll backpedal backwards. We get to here, we slide across, and then we run forward. That's about as simple as it gets. Now, the idea when you do this, when you do it in your yard or in your home and you want to get better at it, is to obviously do it at game speed. So you slide across hard, you stay in your stance, then you backpedal hard back to the last can, and then once you hit this can and with your footwork is to plant, slide across, sprint forward, and make this happen very quickly. That's not to say you can't use different footwork designs for each one. In other words, you might run across and then slide back, which is fine too. Whatever you want to do and however you want to do it is great. Just stick with the pattern, stick with your footwork, keep it at game speed, and you'll be in great shape. Another thing with these 9 cans, you can visualize in your mind, you can visualize the letters of the alphabet. For example, let's say we want to make the letter L. So if you can visualize the capital letter L, we start down here. We slide across, come backwards to here, come forward, and back. And we just made the letter L, capital L. Visualize a capital M. Figure out how you could do that with 9 cans, okay, or 9 obstacles. Let's say we start here, backpedal back, come to the middle can here, and back, and forward, and stop. And we just made the capital letter M. You can do X's, T's, M's, N's. Whatever you want to do is great. Do it at game speed. Again, we can't say that enough. We can't emphasize that enough, so that you don't waste your time, and you also want to stay disciplined in what you do. So as you do these things, again, it's what not to do. Don't stand up. Don't take little steps if you can help it. Okay? You start here. If you're going to make an M, you want to start and explode off, stay low back to here, then come to the middle hard, plant, come back, plant, and go forward. So we're trying to take away all of the pauses in the change of direction. So when I get to a can and I want to change direction back, I don't want to stand up and then get down again and then change direction. I want to get to the can and plant and then drive off. Plant, drive off. Plant, drive off. The more you do that, you develop quickness, you develop speed, and that's the purpose of the agility drills here that we're talking about. Now, all these things can also be done with a basketball. For our purposes here, the cans are a little bit close together, and that's okay. You can spread them out. You can spread them out on a whole basketball court if you want to. As long as you're working on your skills and as long as you're paying attention to what you're doing and trying to get better, it'll really, really help you. So in other words, if we do the capital letter M, for example, and we start here, if we do the capital M, all we're going to do here is dribble backwards. If you want, I'm going to dribble backwards. So you go backwards, because it's a little bit tougher to do it this way. Once I reach this can, again, it's the same pattern. If you drop a can or you run into it, just put it back. Nothing wrong with that. You might tip it over. Hopefully you won't get paint on your driveway. If you do, you wipe it up. No problem. Okay? Get to this can, dribble backwards, dribble forwards, and there we go. You might be able to dribble with your right hand only, maybe say left hand only. Maybe to each can you do a crossover. Maybe you do it behind the back, between the legs. It's all okay. It's all okay. Use your imagination. That's what this is for. What the summertime's for. Use your imagination. Use curiosity. Figure out what you can do with different things. Again, as long as you're not just wasting time dribbling the ball high, and always think to yourself, would I do this in a game? And the answer is no, you would not. If you're going to do a pullback dribble, which is a very difficult technique and takes a lot of practice, this is a great time to do that before you do it in a game or before you incorporate something like that. This is a great place to try that out. Last thing. When you do these kinds of drills, in your driveway, at the park, wherever, you don't have to do these for very long. This is not something where you want to go out for 2 hours and just say, I just did 2 hours of agility drills. For that 2 hours, you probably only did it about 10 minutes as hard as you possibly could. Why not just do it for 10 minutes and then be done with it? So we have a ball, we don't use a ball, we do use a ball, it makes no difference. If you're going to sprint out and dart to each can and do your pattern and do what you're supposed to do, maybe what you want to do for your goal for the day, whatever it is, do it as hard as you possibly can. Maybe you make difficult patterns, where you maybe have to go around the entire can before you go to the next one. In this way, now you are taking little steps. Now you are taking small, quick, change of direction kinds of technical steps. That's okay. If you want to go across and use big, long slides, that's okay too. Make sure when you get to the can, you push off, like we said before. Again, stay in a good defensive position. These drills are great. If you come up with your own, maybe you can share them with your friends, share them with your coaches, share them with your parents, show them what you've been doing. The more you do these kind of things in the summer, you'll be raring to go when the season starts in October, and you're going to find that you're a better player, you're quicker, you're faster, you're a better ball handler, but you got it done in the summertime.